Okay, here's power to a power, part 2. So the last slide on the previous video was talking about taking a monomial to a power. Now we're talking about multiplying monomials, so we can see the difference. So here's a monomial. Here's a monomial. So what do we do with the coefficients in this case? Yep, multiply. So in this case, 6. With the base, in this case it's x. Once again, it stays the same. So in this case, x. So when we're multiplying these guys with our exponents, we've got like bases. So as you learned before, we're going to add the exponents. So this one would be 6x to the 7th. All right, so let's do some examples with power to a power and multiplying our exponents, so power to a power. So here's a mix of both. So we have two separate chunks here. We have this guy and we got this guy. They're both taken to the third power, so let's go ahead and simplify both and then multiply. So in the first one, we've got the 3 as our exponent. That's going to apply to all three factors in parentheses. So we have negative 3 cubed. That would give us negative 27. Then x to the 4th cubed, x to the 12th. And then we just have y cubed, so that's y cubed. Now let's do this guy. Again, we have a cube exponent, so that's going to be negative 2 cubed, which would give us negative 8. Then x to the 4th cubed, that's x to the 12th. Then y squared cubed, power to a power. Multiply. So now we're multiplying monomials. So we have negative 27 times negative 8. That would give us 216. X to the 12th times x to the 12th. Multiplying with like bases. Keep the same base. Add the exponents. Y cubed times y to the 6th. Once again, keep the same base. Add the exponents. All right. Second one. Let's do the first part here, and then we'll do this part, then we'll multiply. So the first one, with the power of 5, we've got negative 2 to the 5th power. So that would give us negative 32. X squared to the 5th, power to a power. Y to the negative 5th to the 5th, power to a power. That'd be y to the negative 25th. But we know what to do with negative exponents. It's going to flip it and go to the bottom. So y to the 25th would be in the denominator. So let's do our second chunk. We've got 1/2 cubed. That'd be 1/8. Then we've got x to the 7th cubed, power to a power, multiply. So now we're multiplying monomials. So we've got negative 32 times 1/8. That'd give us negative 4. Then we have x to the 10th times x to the 21st. Multiply with like bases. Keep the same base. Add the exponents. Then we've got y to the 25th still on bottom. There's our answer. All right. Last one here. So let's apply this square to all three factors in parentheses. So 3 squared, x to the 4th squared, y to the negative 2 to the 2nd would be y to the negative 4th. Let's go ahead and put it down here. We know that that's where it goes anyway. Oh, 4. All right, a little messy here. Second one, we're going to apply this negative 2 to all three factors in parentheses. So we have 2 to the negative 2 to the negative 2. So power to a power multiply would be 2 to the 4th. That would give us 16. X to the negative 3 to the negative 2. Power to a power multiply. Y to the 4th to the negative 2nd would be y to the negative 8. We know where that goes. Down there because of the negative exponent. So we multiply straight across with fractions. So 9 times 16, 144. X to the 8th times x to the 6th. Keep the same base. Add the exponents. Then we have y to the 4th times y to the 8th. Keep the same base. Add the exponents. All right. So now we're substituting in -2. Remember my tip. When you're substituting a value in, use your parentheses. So that's really 3 times -2 cubed. The cube only applies to the -2. So that's 3 times -8. So that'd be -24. Next one, we've got 3 times x. That'd be -6. We're going to cube that. That would give us -216. Next one, 3 cubed, 27. X cubed, that's -2 cubed. So it's really 27 times -8. That would give us -216. All right, down at the bottom. It says find the sum and the products. So let's add these two guys together. Before we do that, let's simplify each one. So we've got 4x cubed and then squared. We know the square applies to both factors in parentheses. So 4 squared, 16. X cubed squared, power to a power, multiply. So the other guy, the square applies to both in parentheses. 2 squared, 4. X cubed squared, x to the 6th, power to a power. So the sum, let's add these together. First of all, can we even add those together? Yes, because they're like terms. So 16 and 4, 20 x to the 6th if we collect. For the product, we need to multiply. So 16 times 4, 64. X to the 6th times x to the 6th. We're multiplying with like bases, so keep the same base. Add the exponents. Okay. So, a little work with scientific notation. So we've got 9 times 10 to the 6th, and we're cubing that. We've got 2 factors in parentheses. Apply the cube to both. 9 cubed would be 729. 10 to the 6th cubed, power to a power, multiply. But that answer is not scientific because this guy is not between 1 and 10. So we know that we need to divide by 100 to make him 7.29. But since we divided him by 100, we need to multiply this guy by 100. So that would be 10 to the 20th. Now it's scientific. We're good to go. Now let's rewrite this one. The formatting got messed up. That's 10 squared cubed, then 1.5 times 10 to the -4th. So 10 squared cubed, that's really 10 to the 6th, power to a power. Then times 1.5 times 10 to the -4th. Well, we really just have 3 chunks here because of the commutative property of multiplication. We can do them in any order. So we're going to combine our powers of 10. So we have 1.5 times 10 to the, well, we're multiplying with like bases, so keep the same base, add the exponents. 1.5 times 10 squared. And it's already scientific, so no need to compensate. So this would be a good bonus problem. We're multiplying monomials. So the first one, -2m to the 2x plus 6. Nothing to do there. But we have a square that we need to apply to both factors over here. 3 squared, 9. M to the x plus 7 squared, that's powered to a power, multiply. So m to the 2x plus 14. Yes, we needed to distribute. So now multiplying with monomials, let's multiply our coefficients. -2 times 9. Then m to the 2x plus 6 times m to the 2x plus 14. We're multiplying with like bases. Keep the same base. Add the exponents. That's 4x plus 20. Okay. Hope you enjoyed that one.